everyone, this is Joe from What I'm Playing Now, and we are back here at Origins 2018. We're sitting here with Hunter from Steve Jackson Games. He's going to give us an overview of some of the things that they're showing off here at the game. Hunter, how you doing today?
Doing great.
Let me
Thank you
do
for
a
having
quick
me.
handshake
Absolutely.
there. There we go, brother.
So, yeah, we got a lot of stuff to show. I kind of split it into classics and new stuff. So,
Okay.
we'll start with the classics.
Sounds good.
So, we got a couple things here. We'll start with Illuminati up front. So, Illuminati is, we got this on demo. Steve's actually here running events. So, Steve
right.
Jackson, designer, obviously, the legend, the man, the myth.
I might have the original box of this, probably back from the 90s.
It's, yeah, that game, the game's been not unchanged pretty much. The game itself still plays the same. The difference is you'll see on the front the cover looks a little bit different than the classic versions. This is the first time we've deemed it necessary to call it a second edition.
Okay.
Despite having it out since the 80s and having a few different iterations, but we have all new art. So we have art from Lar D'Souza, who's done a lot of webcomic work. And he's worked on the Munchkin CCG and some other things. So as you can see, it's got a bit of more of a pulpy style. It's more along his like webcomic style. The other thing is that we have a lot more current references. So the game was made during the Cold War era. There was a lot of Russia.
Yeah.
And it made sense. But there's a lot of more modern, like not just Illuminati, but conspiracy references nowadays. So we've added a few of those hipsters, flat earthers, things that you wouldn't necessarily have had in 1986.
Gotcha.
So that is the big revamp on this one, and it's enough to where Steve said it's time for a second edition. We're going to call it second edition. So this will be out in September with all new art. Again, plays about the same, so
Cool.
it plays exactly the same. So if you know Illuminati, you like Illuminati, you want a new, fresh take on it, it's just, if you haven't played it before, it's a great introduction.
I have played it before. I even have some of the old CCG that you guys had put out back in the
the
day.
Inwo,
I
yes.
still have those cards at home.
We get asked about Invo quite a bit. It's a fun one. That's the one that people message me a lot about. Why did I predict the future? Why are we the real Illuminati? So that's a fun one. But yeah, Illuminati, that's September, so you get another look at it here and Gen Con. If you want to play with Steve, check out the events here. So
I may have to do that. That'd be awesome.
Absolutely. We got Triplanetary. It's another one he's playing here at the show. We kickstarted this one, but it's coming to retail really soon.
Okay.
Just getting out to backers now. Triplanetary is cool because it's actually one of Steve's favorite games from 1973. Actually, this predates even Steve's stuff.
Wow. Okay.
And it is one of those games where he liked it so much he bought it back in the 80s. We're coming out with it 1990. It's not 1990, you might notice, despite the way the box looks. But it is. We were going to come out with it, then the Secret Service raid happened, and then that kind of got put on hold. So he did want to eventually come out. Again, it's his favorite game. So Triplanetary is awesome. It is a game about space, but specifically it's about moving through space and actually getting your ship through space. It's got old school counters.
Yeah, that is
but
okay.
We have modified them a little bit, make them a little bit easier to read. The numbers and names and stuff a little bit clearer. The old counters are a little bit rougher. The original game of this came in a tube, by the way, in 1973. It came in like a poster tube. So that was one change we decided to make. And these boards are just enormous.
Those look awesome.
They're great. Yeah,
nice
they're
hexes.
They're big hexes. They're 6-fold boards like our ogre boards. So yeah, they're just enormous. And there's 2 of these things.
Wow.
Yeah. So I'll just lay one out here. Sorry.
That's all right. We got it.
Yeah. And it's just used, and they're dry erase, so you get dry erase.
Oh, that's awesome.
And the entire idea is that it's based around the movement system. So you have a specific way you're moving around the map, and then you can do a lot of different scenarios and things with that. You can do race scenarios where you're just trying to race around the solar system. You can do fighting space pirates. You can be pick up and deliver type stuff where you're trying to get from one planet to maybe a moon or another planet. And the way you do it is you just have you start in a spot, like say that's my ship. And you start still because you're in space. There's nothing pulling you in any direction, and you can use fuel points to move in a particular direction, and you just move a hex forward. So, like, say I'm going to use one fuel point, I'll move here and go straight. And if I never use another fuel point for the rest of my life, I'll just move one straight for the rest and just go through the solar
system. Just keep floating.
Exactly, but you can spend fuel points after that. So, like, my next destination is there. I could then say, well, I'm going to use one more fuel point to speed up, or maybe go here to make a turn and start changing direction.
All right.
So it's a matter of like you have a certain amount of fuel. You're trying to use that fuel efficiently. Use the gravitational pull of these planets, of these moons, to use that to slingshot around. People always want to do the slingshot maneuver. If you ask me, can I get around these planets and moons? You can do that. You slingshot around. So it's using that to your advantage, getting through those asteroid fields, things like that. And depending on the scenario, it's just different goals for different things. You can play 2 to 12 players. It's a huge scaling game. And we really haven't changed that much other than updating the graphics and the component quality a little bit.
Well, the board does look gorgeous.
Yeah,
I really like that.
I love the style. It's very similar.
Yeah.
So if you've played like any of our other classic games, Ogre, Car Wars, classic Munchkin, Ogre, Car Wars, things like that. This style, this kind of like a minimalist design, is kind of what we were going for. But
I still have the Car Wars Pocket Edition.
yes,
The small. So yeah, I'm an old school gamer.
So if you like the pocket editions, Phil's been teasing some fun stuff with those. So keep an eye on that. That's I can't say you get the scoop on that.
Let's just say I'm in the forums for the 6th edition.
Okay.
The Kickstarter forums. I'm in those.
Oh, you're talking the Car Wars forums? Yes.
Yes,
There's even more. There's even some other cool stuff that we haven't even gotten to show
okay,
off there.
'cause I was gonna say I'm even in the special forums where you had to actually do the Ogre Kickstarter.
Yes.
I got the T-shirt at home.
Yes, I got the T-shirt. That is the best T-shirt. I made them make Car Wars. So yes, that's I guess speaking of, we have gotten a lot of questions at the convention. Car Wars 6th edition in development right now. It's being play tested. It's just not. We're not at Origins with it at the moment. But we are heavily playtesting. It's been on our docket for quite a bit. So that's pretty much anything. Anytime we have open playtesting time, that's the game that's being tested at the moment. So
That's
it's
what I like
coming
to
pretty
hear.
far along.
That is what I like to hear.
Yeah,
what I've seen so far looks really good.
It's been a blast. So we've had it at good stages throughout the past couple years, 2 years, but it's always been a little bit too long or a little bit too. There's been something off with it that we didn't like. The main thing has been trying to get that playtime down. We want to give people a Car Wars experience, but we want a Car Wars experience that anyone can play. Old school Car Wars players are still going to like the customization, the battling, the racing, and all that stuff. It'll still have that same feel, but it'll play a lot quicker, and it'll be a little more accessible for people that want to just walk into a game store, have never played Car Wars, and just think it looks cool, and I want to bash some cars together.
Oh, definitely. That sounds
So,
good. Can't
really
wait to
excited
see
about
that one.
Yeah, so that's our classic, I guess, section. We also want to have to show off here, but we're going to be running events for it here at Origins, and there's going to be a lot more news soon. Is the Fantasy Trip?
Okay.
So if you know GURPS, that's our classic RPG.
Yes.
Steve actually did an RPG before that. We just didn't have the rights to it, so he made it before he started the company. The Fantasy Trip was his first one. It's a scaled back RPG almost. It's very GURPS like, but it's essentially an answer to the classic RPGs of the time in the 70s were a little overwrought, a little overbearing, lots of stuff going on, and he wanted to make a game that was simple, fast, clean, played quickly, and you could just jump in and jump out and still tell a good fantasy story. And that was where Melee and Wizard came from. The Fantasy Trip, those are his two main games for that. They're really low price point. They were kind of those pocket games, but it was metagaming back in the day. And you just jumped in, jumped out. You had a little hex base. So if you play GURPS against hex base, the point buy system that you use in GURPS, but everything's kind of scaled back. And you can still tell a really fun story. It's good, really great system for one shots, stuff like that.
All right.
Intros to RPGs and just game nights when you don't want to play like a full-on
full campaign
or something. I'm a big fan of one shots in general. I can just jump in, play a game, and jump out. It's going to be
you
really
don't have
great
to worry about getting everybody back together. Somebody's dropping out now and they can't make it.
Exactly. And so that one's
that always happens.
Yeah, absolutely. I can't keep a game together to save my life, but these we're trying to keep a good low price point. It's going to be $14.95, $15 essentially for each.
Oh, definitely.
They'll be on Kickstarter July 23rd. So come out there first, and then if it does well, hopefully it does well at retail later.
I'm sure it will.
We'll see. That's the hope. We've gotten a really good reception here at Origins.
Cool.
Steve's run some games personally, so if I could get Steve to GM a game, that'd be amazing too.
All right, so we're jumping over to new stuff.
We're going new. So Munchkin Collectible Card Games, you guys actually did a video on that. Thank you very much.
Yep, you're
Appreciate
welcome.
that.
It was a lot of fun. That was her first collectible card game that she had played. I'm an old school Magic player, started back when the game first came out. So
I'm a huge. So as I grew up with collectible cards, same here. Like I was a Magic guy, Pokemon, all that good stuff. So the fact that I'm working now on a CCG in some capacity, even if it's just selling it, is blowing my mind a little bit. But I love this game. So Munchkin Collectible Card Game came out in February. We had the core set, we had the starters. That's the main way that people have been playing it.
Right.
Desolation of Blarg just dropped in the very end of May, and it's the first expansion for it. We've got a few more planned, obviously, at printers, but this one's out now. It just hit stores, so you can get it at your local game store. It's cool. It adds new things for every class. You add new focus on monster types, so it's not just like playing regular monsters. You got like undead monsters, yokai monsters, a lot of crazy monster types that actually do something in game. Like they get different bonuses, different negative effects. There's ways to interact with those same monsters from the first set that also had those monster types or different things. So new themes came showing up in this one. Obviously Blarg, other classic monsters. in the set itself. Plus, the first set actually has a fun with rarities, is what we're calling it. A little bit of a rarity distribution issue at the factory for the first wave of boosters. So if you're into collecting rare cards,
right,
this is you want to get it now. Is what I'm saying. So if you like rare
there's
cards,
a few more
get it now.
rares in a pack.
Yeah. So I've got some packs here that we opened actually, and my very first pack that I opened from the set had 5 rares in it. And it wasn't just
a little
and it wasn't
bit
just
of a distribution.
It wasn't just 5 rares. It was the W, which is the We Destroyed Most of These,
Wow.
which is the rarest card in the set. 2 very rares, which is the second type rares.
Oh my
type,
gosh.
And then 2 regular rares. So you can get if you like rares, get a box of it now at your local game store.
Right.
It's perfect time to get it. And then we have a second wave that's just a normal print run, which is going to be easier to get the commons. Of course, the commons are actually really hard to get in this first wave. So if you need the commons, if you've already gotten some of these boosters and you need some commons, wait about a week or so. We'll get some more of these.
It could be one of the first CCGs where the commons are more expensive than the rares in that first print run.
It could be in that first print run.
Awesome.
This set's interesting. We're not planning on doing that for anything else. That was definitely not intended. But it's been fun to watch people.
Sometimes it happens.
Yeah, it's been fun to open. Like as someone who likes opening booster packs, it feels like every pack is just this pack of rares. It's a lot of fun. But
every pack is Christmas.
Exactly. So that's in stores now. We're excited. Check it out. A new organized play kit also came out with that.
Okay.
So this should be hitting stores as well too.
How's it been doing for you guys?
Doing great actually.
This is your first collectible card game that you guys have released.
In a long time actually. We did.
Besides
Invo.
Yeah, that's right. Which I said I had
exactly.
Earlier.
But that was this one's been doing really well. We came into it like I'd say the difference. Like when we did Invo, that was just very much like we want to make a CCG.
Right.
Let's do it. This we were like we want to make this game, but we want to make it right, and we want to have support for it, and we want to have more sets down the line. So we went into it with a plan. We've had the first 3 sets and then the first 4 sets designed for a longer time than they've been at print. We were already in set 5 at this point, trying to go through design for that. We're ahead of the ball, and it's doing really well. We had this is our best selling game from the one that we launched. It's only been out for 2 weeks now.
Yeah.
It's beaten out a few of our Munchkin tiles and all the other stuff that's been out.
Congratulations!
So
it's awesome.
It's doing great. We're really enjoying it.
Any new classes coming out?
Not classes in this first wave. So you got the core set, which was the blue packs that you might see. Desolation of Blarg. Then we're going to have 2 more sets. It'll be Fashion Furious around Gen Con time.
Okay.
A little after Gen Con. But Fashion Furious, then we'll have Grave Danger. I knew it was something undead related. Grave Danger. And that first wave is kind of focused on these first classes. Going forward, what we're looking at is heroes that are the same classes but different races.
Okay.
So you'll have like a bard that does something different. It'll let you play your bard cards in a different way.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
Or like the Lizard Wizard, which I don't remember what he does, but I know he's called the Lizard Wizard, and I hope that
sounds kinda
stays.
cool. Yes.
I'm really excited about that because I'm a wizard player. I need a Lizard Wizard. But yeah, so we're looking at expanding it. So they give you new outlets, new ways to play, and then just same kind of coloration, so we can keep the cards the same from set to set and let you just expand your card base a little bit.
Cool.
So yeah, we're really excited about that. So no new classes in this, but more stuff on the way. For
Excellent.
Sure.
All right, so we covered all that stuff. Name of my podcast and our website's what I'm playing now. So of course I have to ask all of my interviewees, what's been hitting your table lately? What have you been playing lately?
So
let me completely sidetrack you here.
Sure, no, that's fine. So I'm going to homer one of them, which is I've been playing a lot of CCG.
Okay, yes.
We actually do like playing that in the office. What else have I played? I play a lot of CCG, so I play Star Wars Destiny for Fantasy Flight.
Okay.
I went to the World Championships for that recently, so I had to practice a lot for that.
Holy crap.
That's
awesome.
Went really well on that. I was really excited. Man, what else? I just bought Orleans, so from Tasty Missile. I haven't played it. I know. It's been out for a while. I'm behind the game.
One of my top 10 games of all time.
I wanted to play it so bad. I just missed out. Every time I see it, it's just been the expansion available, so I got the base game here. So I'm really excited about playing that.
Very, very good game. I would recommend. First expansion's okay. The second expansion really kicks ass.
I'm excited about that. We'll see how it goes. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna like it. I've seen it in play. I've played the designs and other stuff, so I'm pretty pumped for it.
All right, cool. Well, I think that's it, Hunter. Thank you very much for chatting with us. We'll be back with more interviews here at Origins 2018. We'll catch you guys later. Bye bye.